Friends, good morning. This is Shamul here. Today I'm not going to talk about any philosophy, for that matter, nothing. Only my purpose of making this video is very, very simple thing. I always feel that death is obvious of anybody's life and one should be mentally prepared for those kind of things. Uh, and everybody is talking about death. Everybody thinks that since you are born in this world, one day one has to go. Obviously, one has to go, and there must be some uh, reasoning for that. I lost my parents on my mother. I lost on 8th May and father on 15th May. It was very kind of a shocking kind of an incident, a single incident in my life. I have never ever counted those kind of thing, and I always felt that through a lot of literature, poetic thought, all the world is a stage, and all men and women mere players. They have their exist and entrance. It is obvious that one has to go one day. There is no way that you can be here in this mother earth for a very long time. But losing your parents in a very different way when they are healthy and they are affected with corona. And my parents, my mother died on 8th May and 15th May. My father died, and since I was not believing and I was making a lot of questioning that COVID virus is artificial virus, since the COVID has taken my parents probably, and they have killed my parents every time. I have spoken about, very vocal about whole lot of things. I have written to government of India. I have written to UN that whoever, who are the culprits, one should identify whoever is making those kind of artificial virus. One should identify, even though things are known to many of us, but we are not able to take any kind of action. I was expecting a better or greater danger in coming days if those kind of things, what is happening in our society, many civil society who are consciousness is moved towards a kind of a biological war for their own vested benefit and interest, then it's a very kind of a dangerous thing. We should not talk about then humanity if we are not able to use science in a proper way. Then probably we must introspect our ideas, our philosophy, many things, right? So a society cannot be, or a country cannot take such kind of nuisance stand to make such kind of artificial virus which can be used as a biological weapon of mass destruction. In history, we have seen many things. If somebody is going through my videos, probably they will understand my concern. I talked about First World War, Second World War, Gulf War, the anthrax regime, many things which has taken world into different dimensions, and today we are facing corona. This corona is nothing but artificial one, itself created one of kind of economic aggression policy of certain country that I have told, in terms of taking the bodies of my parents as per COVID rules. Once they have died in hospitals, so they have not given those bodies to us for a simple reason. They felt that as per COVID rules, that COVID virus may spread and infect the newer persons, and for that purpose, they don't generally hand over those bodies. And my question, I have question, why bodies won't be handed over? Each hospital should have and must have the freezing system. We are living in a democracy in 21st century when science and technology is so much equipped. We are so proud. We are sending people to Mars. We are sending going to moon, and we are adventuring many things. We are afraid of COVID, and we are not able to preserve a body for 72 hours with not free of cost. I have requested you charge whatever amount you want to charge. This government must respect those dead body. They are very keen to give awards after death, but when they are alive also they don't respect the people who have contributed many ways for the society. So after death, they also want to take over those bodies and they want to do and their rituals in their own way. They don't allow the family members. It is not a good practice at the end of the day, I feel, and I have requested government of India and government of West Bengal be little kind of a let them raise their consciousness a little bit and make some respect. The parents are not cats and dogs that they will take away the body and they will do the ritual part. It's a life is a journey, I have told, and the last phase of the life is very important. The death part, after death, the rituals. Today I am here in a saloon. So after 2.5 months, like I was thinking, I was not able to digest that my parents they have died, and I was going through a lot of mental trauma and pressure, and it is a very very kind of a phase shifting from one phase to another phase because I have never ever experienced at my home very closest one who is dying or the death. I have not seen it now. I'm seeing the reality and understanding the what had happened to my parents. I'm believing and understanding, making myself is a kind of a situation, a kind of equilibrium. Mathematically, I'm trying to come down from very higher order to lower order, and understanding now they are dead, and this is what the reality is. I have to come down. I have to accept certain things. So question is whether this Mundan is required or not. Well, it's a question probably one can ask that why this is required, whether this is required at all. Where is the question of doing or shedding your or shaving your head for somebody is dying, your elderly one? There are many theories, many arguments, many counter arguments one can see in many literatures, and I'm trying to understand that why it is important that one should shave or the hairs, right? No, this Mundan part is coming into the picture. Since I born in a family who practice kind of Hindu or Hinduism, whatever philosophy you want to say it. So if you are doing the Antushti karma as per Hindu tradition, people talk about in modernized thought lines here is more important than a family elder in a materialistic view that why to lose something for a person who had already lost. So don't worry, nothing will happen if someone doesn't shave his head after the decreased as per Hinduism. I believe this is okay. If you put a very kind of rational thought, probably if you are not bringing emotions, it's fine. Probably if somebody is believing that. Uh, Even it is talking about there is nothing hard and fast in Hinduism. It's only your choice, just a mark of respect. Uh, it is just to mark of respect. Since it is depends whom you respect, whom you not. It's basically solely your decision whether to shave or not. All these are not problem, just tradition. And as Sri Krishna said, all traditions which hinder progress must be removed. So you can see its flexible system. Now the question over here, you see that kind of removing hairs from head. It's been practiced as a kind of people are doing crime also now in prison or in police system. If somebody is a kind of a thief, publicly they set their heads. They do the Mundan job to somebody publicly kind of an show that this person has done the crime. This is the price for that. Now this Mundan is coming after death. If you are doing Mundan, probably people talk about where is the what kind of logic you have to the Mundan part. Friends, it's a belief and somebody to give kind of a respect it is doing, number one. Number two, the socialistic reason is that an expression of deep mourning and hairstyle enhances beauty, which is expressed in joy. One may argue why only males have to shave. The reasons is in older days, women were always covering their heads. It is only in front of husband they used to uncover. The third part is a kind of a spiritual reason, that is black color is color which kind of a hypotic value. The departed soul remains around for few days. The soul doesn't have the memory of physical brain, so it does have information of karmic balances. Black color may compel the soul to stick around longer in the vicinity which is not preferred. So, friends, again, this is a theory and understanding with emotions. Okay, there's nothing wrong in it. If you love somebody, you can have all interpretations and one can do many things and many understanding one can draw after death. Whenever death happens, they started searching for cat to tie it one corner of a house. It becomes a customs. So saving head is to show our concern or grief to society. Other know that something happened. Okay, as per Hindu Shastra, this Mundan Pratha is kind of is very first disappearing, even though those rituals are, as I have told you, disappearing like anything. But for few communities, it still holds on the practice family till date. We can cite various reasons as to why this is advocate after death. Uh, First of all, the Mundan is, I told you that saving the head is one of the most prominent rituals observed in Hinduism after the death of elderly family members. And its second part, the first kind of Mundan is advanced for wife of the deceased soul of as of a mark of permanent widowhood. This is one part. It someone's husband is dying, for that purpose it is done. The second part is the kind of mundan is done, head saved, advocated for the males of the family in which the elderly member was passed away. This is a temporary one that lasts only until the days of mourning. So third part is talking about the purification, right? Hair removal is a sign of purification, observance that the male family members, especially those performing the last rite, are expected to undergo such kind of mundan job. The act kind of prepares them both physically and mentally to perform the customary last rite. And another important part is your setting your ego. Male members of the family shave their head as a mark of shedding their ego. When the elderly member is dead, the gap created by their absence might make them arrogant. Mundan reminds them that they have ought to exhibit their obedience, giving up their egoistic tendency. That is very, very important. Symbol of mourning, Mundan non-verbally announces others the concerned member as in a state of mourning, and some untoward incident had happened in their family. Therefore, the sight of Mundan shall mentally prepare and the acquaintances to move with them with a note of caution. Kind of letting go of kind of tamasic tendency here signifies kind of tamasic tendency, and removal of fear symbolically frees them of kind of inherent ignorance and prepares them for talking up the responsibilities, kind of a responsibility taking up left by the decreased one. The kind of positive energy mourning as also already associated with the kind of dominate of negativity, negative emotion, grief, and uh, various other factors. Removal of fears psychologically prepares them for a new life and fills them with positive energy to remove in the last rites and after morning rituals and full concentration and the commitment. Another thing is generally death of a near and dear one is highly disturbing emotionally. The death of elderly members makes the inmates feel that they have lost their elderly and who are protecting them for a very longer time. The removal of hairs indicates them that they must now prepare for the change with a sense of detachment and Boirago, what you call it, Boirago. Boirago is a terminology that again you are giving up many things. Mundan is viewed as a mark of respect of the person, elderly person, the deceased have left their families back after having done so much for them, after loving them for several years and having associated with them in several regards for an much time. This is to give respect. Therefore, Mundan could be done as a mark of a gratitude to them, kind of letting them their soul get the highest satisfaction due to the honor they receive through this act. So, friends, I have few observations and suggestions what I was going through. Number one, this pandemic, this COVID 19, if somebody is dying, any government in any country must ensure to hand over their body to their respective family, whoever wanted to have their body through freezing process. Probably there are many methodologies, scientific methodologies available to keep the body 72 hours, and after that that body can be handed over. Let them charge whatever they want to charge. This is number one. Number two is giving somebody respect. When respect is coming, it's in society. If somebody is contributing in a better way, if they feel, they should recognize in their lifetime, not after death. I've been talking about this issue for a longer time, that people are getting a award after their death. It's a kind of useless affair for me giving somebody a award after death, and it had happened in history many times. Where is the point of giving somebody a award when you are not able to recognize them in their lifetime? Giving a award after death, nobody is watching from heaven. And giving award through their family members, I told you, family members might not be liking this person in their lifetime, what activities somebody was doing. So this award business has to be stopped after death. This is what my feeling. If you want to respect somebody, respect them, give them proper dayas or proper place in their lifetime. Otherwise, please don't do this business. That is what I told you. The third part I was talking about, the society is a very complex thing. If somebody is alive and making his life the way he wants or she wants to survive in this world, government is not helping anybody in India. Most of the families who are living in a kind of rural or urban India, they are doing something at their own without taking help from the government system. So why government should be after them after their death? Because you feel they are going to spread some kind of disease. Have the minimum facilities, the infrastructure. Nobody is talking about that they are not going to charge. Please have some infrastructure, scientific machinery, like a simple freezing system at hospital. Whoever wants to take their body, you keep them, freeze them. After 3-4 days, you hand over those bodies. Again, I am telling, the parents are not cats and dogs. The government should not be in a kind of a business of a dictatorship, and I have a serious objection. And what they are doing, it is not ethical. That is what I want to convey. Finally, doing Mundan or not doing Mundan, it's part of somebody's choice and exercise, and I have nothing to talk about that. But I have my deepest love towards my parents and family members, and it is just to give respect because what I am today because of my parents, and it is nothing to say more on that. I am speaking because of my parents, my everything, my breath, whatever intake is there because of my parents. So I wish wherever my parents are, they should be in good shape, good health, and everything. I still believe they are around me. I get a lot of positive energy. That positivity is driving me to do something, and I was trying to express in many ways. Again, once again, I thank you everybody for understanding and this my video. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.